So, I am bringing you a game on Chris Harris's Archipelago map. Um, so that's a custom fan map, and it features um, two large islands over here in the west, followed by the titular archipelagos over here, um, or like these other islands kind of form up the archipelago. So this is a map, obviously, where the leech tends to be concentrated over here in the west, and the action kind of spreads more to the east as we move. We've got mermaids, halflings, fakirs, and auren, which is a pretty friendly color wheel. And we've got all four of the scoring tiles in, and it's a round four digs game. Um, Mermaids are obviously pretty well situated over here in terms of map wise, though of course, Auren are in the fourth seat, and they could beat mermaids to like if mermaids don't place over here, then Auren could like cut them off out of here. So it's very interesting to see like who will be able to expand out of the central archipelago and who won't be able to. Halflings, if yellow isn't in the game, have a dig through here, but fakirs are in the game, so maybe they're more likely to get something like this going on. Who's connecting? Like, are halflings connecting? That's like a big challenge if they do start like on these islands in spaces where they can get towns, they might not connect. I actually think I kind of like fakirs here. It's not the highest scoring track other than this dig event. And if they do get a ship town and they manage to get out to here, then they're in good shape. So that kind of might be fun. In actuality, it's probably mermaids are probably just the best. You can probably just open with a temple and do whatever. MLP next. How is it going, man? Yeah, you're not catching me live often. Well, I'm glad that you made this one. As you can see, this is a custom map. So this is Chris Harris's Archipelago map. So yeah, it's kind of cool. I am real quick going to let's actually break this down a little bit, right? What's going to happen here? The spade and the big building are going as the first two tiles, along with maybe the priest. I think fakirs would prefer the spade most out of those, but I think they would be pretty happy with the priest as well. They could have a chance at like this stuff here. I don't think that anyone's going to bother taking this hex if they start here. I also think that yellow starting here is probably what weakens halflings the most. Now, halflings are still pretty good, but they actually have a bit of a neighbor's issue, I believe. Okay, landscapes are on, so that's going to make fakirs a little better as well. You've only played the base map because the other maps scare you? Yeah, I mean, to be clear, like I think I'm actually a little scared of other maps too. Like the current arena season is on Fjords, and I don't know if you've checked any of my VODs, but I'm getting crushed there. Like I feel like base map uniquely, it's not as good to cut people off, or like it's clearer what the choke points are if people are going to get cut off, and everyone kind of agrees on what those will be earlier on. Now, if you agree which hexes are getting taken by whom, then like you're in kind of decent shape, and you can kind of play like a little more freely. But if you don't agree, and you compete over a hex, whether or not you win that hex, like if you lose that hex, you'll probably just come in last in the game. But if you compete for that hex, and you have to pay more than you thought to get it, then that wasn't priced into the auction. You're probably losing as well. So there are definitely a lot of awkward kind of unfortunate truths about this map, or about maps other than base, simply because people aren't as used to understanding the meta. Halflings are getting the spade, so the spade is good. That's going to end up with a priest, or the priest rather. They're going to end up with a spade. Mermaids are likely just opening with a double dig. Opening with a double dig is never bad. You probably just take... I'm thinking that you kind of have to start c5. You don't really want to just let Auren have that. Maybe you take this hex in a5, like for your first two. If Auren start g3, then you're probably taking e2. God, it's awkward for Auren. They really are counting on someone being nice to them here and here, and auren probably aren't even connecting. So you probably try to make one town here and one town here, and you just play really tall as auren. It doesn't look good. Maybe you try to get shipping and hit these two hexes. Like you're probably starting C3, right? I mean, I guess you could start here, but you have no neighbors. Like you could start here and here, and you do one town here, but like you might have mermaids as a neighbor, and that's it. You don't have a neighbor here. Maybe you get fakirs over here. Maybe that's worth a shot. But maybe fakirs want to start over here on like the east, so that they are guaranteed to at least get these eastern yellows. And who knows? Maybe halflings want to do something here. But basically, I'm not comfortable yet going to play a faction that I don't understand, like their game plan. I do think there's probably a case that auren and halflings could be friends over here in the east, especially if the two of them want to connect. Like fakirs are almost always placing here, right? Let's say halflings place here. Well, fakirs get a very easy town, I guess, but halflings and auren can have fun together. Probably not enough fun for us not to bid fakirs down a little more first, but I'm willing to bid a little bit on halflings and auren, and then switch over to auren. I'm gonna just corral my dog. I want to make sure that she's not up to anything bad. Sure, you're up. Let's hang out in here. Let's hang out together. Come on, girl. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go, girl. Yeah, girl. Hang out here until you two go outside, okay? Okay. All right, looks like no one's bid me off. As usual, there will probably be a moment where I need to take her out. Fakirs, maybe just start here and here. That does make halflings connection pretty tricky. Halflings are, now that I look at it, halflings are probably not playing here, right? They're probably just not going to play here at all. I don't think I would play here if I were halflings. Also, auren here doesn't really make that much sense, right? Like, you get one town here and it involves a bridge, and then it's like 2 ship to go off and do anything else good. It's pretty awkward for auren, I think. I think fakirs are going to be quite good. They're going to get this town, and they might get this hex from, like, halflings might not be playing here. And auren probably will play G3, so you probably get something like this. That'll be pretty nice. Ship tiles in the game. Late dwellings is good on this map. It's good if you can get your shipping up. It's good if you can obviously get like a ship town going. So what do auren have going for them? They're not even guaranteed to do that well in the cults, honestly. I think mermaids are going to fight for the water cult, and halflings are going to fight for the earth cult. So you're left with like the crappy cults with no rewards. And do you win the race to the 2-key town? I guess auren's case is that they could win the race to the 2-key town. Say that they start G3. Well, I'm thinking like if mermaids are here, they're digging E2. If mermaids are not here, then you don't have a neighbor. So I don't like that. Because, again, we don't think that halflings are coming down here, right? Like, I guess you're probably placing here and here and just hoping that mermaids are on at least one of these two. And they should be. They should be on at least one of those 2 hexes. Alright. I say we do 1 on fakirs, 1 on halflings, then we switch to auren. I still feel pretty happy playing fakirs here. Though I guess the other thing is that fakirs could also have no neighbors. Like it's it's really not clear where we're going to get neighbors because these land masses are so strangely laid out. Like, I guess like mermaids probably come here, but then you really want to be here as fakirs. But I guess the thing about fakirs is that you get either the spade or the priest, so you're always going to be able to dig up to this blue. Or you're always going to either be able to fly up here or dig up here. So you're going to wind up on this hex this round. So that's good news for fakirs. I think that the bids on mermaids make a lot of sense. I think mermaids actually are the best faction. Like, they have two places where they can get multiple hexes for one dig. And those places are, they can dig G4 to E2 to E1, and they can dig C5 to C6 to C7. Auren almost have to place here to prevent like that type of shenanigans, but if they do that, Auren really need F2 to just connect. I think that you're kind of always starting G3. So I actually, you know what? I think I start G3, C6 as Auren and just like fucking wing it. See what happens. Yeah, I guess now, because Auren really don't have much else going for them, right? Like they don't. Do they have anything good actually going for them? That's the issue, right? Like halflings like are just strong. They're always going to be able to get this town if they actually want this. They're always going to be able to do this, as long as they just start here, and maybe they entice Auren to come here if they do start here. Like it's a friendly spot, but. You know what, fuck it. I'll just play here, and I'll play here, and we'll see what happens. Depending on what happens, it might affect my choice in bonus tile. Yeah, for the sake of speeding up the game, right? Looks like a strong map for fakirs and mermaids. Yes, I think you're right there. Welcome to my chat, by the way. Weird double water digs. Yeah, I agree. That's kind of a... Fire and Ice kind of has like the same thing going on, right? Whoa! I did not expect this start. Well, this is bad for halflings. If halflings were thinking of making a town here, but this is possibly very good for me. You don't like how unneighborly this map is. Hard to imagine towns being foreign in the east. Faction that often gets stuck on one town, you guess are better here. Yeah, I mean, so I played a fair number of turn-based games on this map, and it tends to be that, like, in my experience, factions that can, like, dominate center stuff like nomads tend to do well here. And I think that that's part of the appeal of halflings. Like, they might not be able to connect, but they can get a lot of leech, and they can still make towns. Like, they're in a very happy spot. I actually would kind of like to see fakirs on this hex. If that happens, then I can start here as Auren, and then I can guarantee myself this hex. And then likely I'm able to triple... Well, actually, fakirs might double dig this hex, huh? Okay. I'm risking placing in spots where I don't get any neighbor action at all, but... Like, if mermaids just place here, that's troublesome. Well, guys, this could get ugly real fast. Real fast. Let's see how it goes down. I totally just place in spots with no neighbors at all. Now, no one has touched anyone yet, so to be clear, someone needs to touch someone somewhere. Like mermaids have no neighbors right now. Fakirs have no neighbors. Fakirs might place here, and that is okay for me. I would probably bridge, build, and dig this hex to get that neighbor. If mermaids are my neighbor, then I get this hex. Are landscapes on? Yes, landscapes are on. Good question. Halflings, I imagine the halfling's second does not go here now that mermaids threaten this hex. It probably goes here, right? This hex, yeah, you might not even get a town if you start on this hex. This hex, at least you get expansion and a neighbor. There's some analysis paralysis going on here. It's fine. I had some analysis paralysis. Oh, Fakirs could have started here too. That would have been nice. Okay, this is... I don't think that this does anything for anyone, which is unfortunate. Okay. I think that my plan now... I think I'm pivoting my plan. I'm definitely taking the spade. So first off, I would love it if I got the priest. If I got the priest power action, then I could advance ship, build this, build this. That's almost ideal for my expansion. That's my ideal world. But there are other worlds where like mermaids wind up placing next to me. I don't think I'd give halflings... Yeah, halflings don't have an option to place next to me. I do think that, like, right now the game is a little slow, but I do think that once we start rolling, we'll start rolling. Halflings place over here. Okay, so I've been gifted this neighbor. I think mermaids are going to start here now. Like, this is probably the logical spot for mermaids to start. But yeah, halflings are guaranteed a town. And they are likely guaranteed connection as well. Because no one's... Like, mermaids are not going to dig this hex away from them. Okay, so I am losing E2, so I'm probably not connecting. Unless I take C5. I could get C5. Is that worth it? Oh, is it worth it to take the priest advanced ship, build C5, and not come down through here? Probably not, right? I probably just want to try to take this hex in the second round. Or I connect off of this hex. This is not that important to me. This hex connects me all the same, right? Right? Am I right, guys? Anyway, yeah, mermaids are going to start on this power tile, and then start off the round by digging here and here, and just securing a whole bunch of hexes. It's good thinking. Getting hexes is never bad. And then they should be able to get the priest to water for round 2 to get double cult rewards. There's also a small question of, should I just be sending a priest to Earth instead of, well... I think the first priest to water is going to be very good for me. I was talking about advancing ship, but honestly, first priest to water seems pretty damn good, right? Like, I get a priest payback and I get this. Fakirs have no neighbors, so they should... Well, they take the big building tile, so maybe they'll try to hard dig. They're not going to get any leech, so they're not going to be able to take the priest action. They're not going to take any power actions. That might mean that they're going to hard dig their landscape and then build G5 for their first 2 actions. It's probably what happens here, right? Oh, right. Mermaids are keeping the double dig, so they don't need to Okay, so we do get the priest. We could get the priest to Earth. That's not too bad. We could also take water too, right? It's a crazy game. We could just take water to Auren, and we F the haters. But I do think I'm pretty set on taking this priest. That's a no-brainer move. Snake is probably putting priest to Earth, so that probably kills that idea. Like Earth to priest to Earth, I don't think that makes enough sense. Yeah. I don't think Earth to priest to Earth is very good. I think we go priest to water. Just lock that up. No one's stopping Stalbrachen from taking this hex, so it's not really worth considering here. Advancing ship also, like, I mean, advancing ship is still good so I can get these hexes, but, oh man, yeah, I didn't see, oh, ooh, okay. Well, it looks like we are advancing ship after all. So I'm not getting B7. And mermaids are going to rush for their connection. However, I am going to get a town. No one's taking the bridge, so let's just do this. Snake and I are going to be best of friends. This is a very, very nice leech situation going on over here in the west. You think the hard digging the landscape was the correct play? God, this is terrible. I can't really reach the read the chat very well. I can only read like the latest messages. Double dig in round 6. You think hard dig landscape is correct? Oh, okay, sorry. I should pay attention here. Oh, I see what you're saying, because I can even connect off of E3 in the final round. Yeah, like there are lots of hexes that I could connect on, even other than this. But my thinking with this hex is that, am I wrong, or does this hex accelerate my town? Like if I put priest here, doesn't that accelerate my town? If I take water too, as Snake is saying, then and the priest, then I could get like an extra cult bump next round. Oh wait, sorry, that's fakirs who took water too. It's pretty good. Let's just do that. Stalbrachen passes. Gonna get a bunch. Econ's going good. Has 2 hexes to build for free next round. That's good stuff. I do think that I'm bridging up here. I think that makes a lot of sense. As for me, should I also take water too? Seems a little silly, but I'm considering just taking fire 1. Like I'm now out. Like I'm now out of stuff. I'm like fakirs are probably taking the priest, so that means that I'm probably getting this crappy power, or I'm probably getting this priest, or sorry, the workers. Um, maybe I can burn a little less power by just... Or I could take air too. I mean, I did say that I was probably going to want to win the air cult this game. So let's do this. Let's grab air 2. We burn 1 fewer power token. We still come up here. And I'm probably in good position to contest the... You like the bridge? Yeah, I mean, I think the bridge was almost always going to happen after I was handed that by mermaids. Now I am connected, right? Like, I didn't want to lose this hex. But yeah, I do think that there was a reasonable case that water 2 was better there, but it's fine. So what's going to happen next round? Mermaids will put their priest to water. Halflings probably take double spade. They'll probably take this hex and this hex with a double spade. I'm going to be down to 4 power here. Right, yeah, I'll have 4 power here, 8 power in here. I'm just going to be building 1 dwelling. Maybe I'd hard dig down my landscape. Or I can actually just hard dig down another dwelling, right? I should probably just hard dig a dwelling down. Send priest, hard dig the dwelling. Because I think that there's a pretty... Wow, mermaids took this. I don't agree with that compared to just taking a... Wow, I did not expect that either. I think that was clearly wrong. But actually, no, this might just be an attempt to like sanctuary for Earth 1 or something. Like I don't really think it's great, but it's fine. I also think that there's some value to just denying this neighbor for fakirs. Fakirs placed here, and they're going to get nothing out of it if no one builds there. That said, like mermaids kind of do want to build there. I don't know if it makes sense given their economic decisions, but oh well. Take that. And do we take this? No, we can take the priest later, right? I think we're taking the 2-key town in round 3 with our first action. So we'll send 1 priest off to this cult this round. Actually, I mean, one thing that I could do is I could take the coins, and then I could just build my stronghold this round. Air 2 is 3rd on your list. That's not very high, man. Air 2 feels bad about itself now. But I am thinking that at this point, I could go for the stronghold this round, right? Could I go for stronghold Earth 1? It requires me to... What does it require me to do? It requires me to get the coins action. But I probably want the coins action anyway. Will mermaids take the coins action? They didn't take the coin action with their first action, but they still could. Well, we're going to do this. Mermaids don't burn for the coins action. They're really concerned about not burning down their power tokens, but I think that it's not a great decision, personally speaking. I wonder if fakirs take coins now. Passing for the spade is pretty good for some faction, I do think. Priest of dwelling. Oh, yeah, that. That's fine. It's fine. I don't think that I had quite the coins for that, did I? Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. Regardless, I'm not unhappy with this decision. I could also, I guess I could also grab the priest here, but I think that going for the stronghold here feels pretty good. It is a bummer that I'm not going to be able to build dwellings during the dwelling round. But maybe I just put my landscape over here, right? I could just landscape on D1. I take the 2-key town by dropping my landscape. Do I need to worry about fakirs taking the 2-key town? I feel like that's really bad for them. Even though they could win the water cult, like... Well, I mean, I guess it gets them some pretty good cult bonuses on water. So they could Sanctuary Fire too for the 2-key town, but that might not really be worth considering. I think that they really want the range town a lot more than they want the 2-key town. Fakir should be passing here. They should be passing and taking the spade so that they can get D3, B6 next round, or even D5, D6. They could start carving a town over here. But regardless, I think that fakirs should be passing. They want the range way too much. That's kind of my thinking too. But my thing is that, like, they actually, because halflings didn't place here, they can get a lot of places with, like, single digs. They have a lot of one dig and a priest for multiple hexes spots. Like, they could dig this, fly here, right? They could go for a town next round themselves. Alright, so this coins action is happening now. I would just take the points here if I were halflings. They might want the priest, but I do think that points are probably just better here. Fakirs didn't use their water 2 bump. That makes plenty of sense. The fact that they didn't use their water 2 bump does seem like they're conceding the 2-key town to me. It's just my gut read of it. I'd probably place a landscape here with my first action if I don't sense a threat on the 2-key town, which I hopefully don't. Though awkwardly, I don't have the workers currently. Like, I don't have the power right now to go for a dig action without burning all my power. Which makes me... Oh wait, I will. I will. Because I can do this. Duh. So now I can open next round with single dig. And all should be good. No one's taking single dig, right? Halflings can't take single dig. Mermaids clearly want coins. Yeah, they're gonna get to 3 ship and hit like this, this, and this. Pretty good. Pretty good stuff. Okay, fakirs have yet to build this hex, which I can only assume means that they kind of want to do something else. They probably want to take Earth 1 first, is what I'm guessing. Anyway, what I said that I was doing was taking this guy. If I actually, how bad is it if I just take double dig, right? Fakirs are still not taking the 2-key town. So what if I just do bump on air? Now I can take double dig, right? That's definitely better. Dude, what are you doing? You're sending your priests to cults? And a cult that doesn't pay you anything? I do not approve of that. Wow, halflings are all the way down there. Should I be worried? Should I just... No, because I can always get one of these 2 hexes, right? Alright, F it. You know what? This is the landscape, and this is a green hex. Or this is a... No, we just stick with the plan, right? Halflings don't benefit by taking this hex. And in the worst case, I can do priest to worker and hard dig this guy. And I guess I could get the 2-key town stolen right now, so I should just secure this hex. Landscape's so awkward. Now we'll secure this. Then we'll have 2 cult spades. We can put them on there. This is probably okay. It probably is supposed to be c5. Mermaids are now going to get on this and connect. We didn't actually want mermaids to get on that hex and connect, but I kind of wanted to be able to hit a5. But I just didn't trust halflings not to meddle with this hex, and fakirs not to meddle by taking the 2-key town. So that was kind of my thinking there. Yeah, what I was saying is that, like, see, fakirs just had a 1 dig and fly on 1 range. They have a 1 dig fly, 1 dig fly, 1 dig fly, 1 dig fly. Like, They have a lot of one dig fly opportunities going on, and mermaids are really just not taking advantage of their shipping opportunity this round. I really think that this was right there for them. But okay. I guess I probably don't get A4, but I'm gonna get these two, which is really good. So halflings probably just dig this guy. Anyway, this is the contested hex, so we take this. Ooh, wait, hold on. Let's hold off on that. Fakirs really want me to do that. They're gonna get a range town, so let's start by doing this. Alright, let's jam the cults now. Priest is going to, multiple priests will go to the earth track to lock that in. One, two, three, four. The cult bump is another one. And then we send one priest to, and then we use one priest for a ship advance, just for good measure. Because I actually am seeing that we can probably, like, no one, I guess Stahlbrachen might want to go for single spade, but I can actually contest single spade and take this hex. It might not be great. Like, if I put my cult spade here and then, or I could advance ship, build this hex. That feels okay. It's expensive TP for mermaids out in the east. Yeah, Fakirs were waiting to build a TP. Like, they definitely wanted me on I3. I thought that they were waiting for me to come here so that they could make their make a temple for Earth 1. But in actuality, I think that it actually is... Oh, I already used my Auren step. Fair enough. If I'm Fakirs, I'm just passing on to this guy and then sanctuarying for the town. Why not, right? I will build this hex as soon as Fakirs give up on it, though. I guess mermaids probably single dig this, right? They want to get their way back to civilization. So I think that just hard dig this, right? And build C7. That's probably what I would do to mermaids. I hope they don't take single dig. I actually kind of want single dig, right? I actually greatly want single dig right now. Yeah, I missed that it's actually a TP round as well. So Fakir's extra want to build that TP this round. I don't think I would have built this TP for halflings. I think I would have just dug down another dwelling. Or even just workers, and especially they're not even on the TP tile. They're on the dwellings tile. So I don't think that was a particularly great TP for halflings. I mean, it was great for me because I got leech, but what is this map? Archipelago map. FruityHarris, aka Chris Harris, made this map. I think it's really cool, but it's very, very difficult to play. There's a lot of like choke points, key hexes, and As you can see, there's a lot of people being scared and just not wanting to place near people because of fear and understandable fear in my eyes. Um, you really don't know what's going to happen. Wow, too expensive mermaids. Snake says we're all doing weird things. I don't think I'm doing weird things. But hey, that's just me. Okay. Moment of truth. Are auren taking the single, or are mermaids taking the single dig? Is it official? It is. It is not official, but yes, you can play custom map stuff, and this game is on board game. This map is on Board Game Arena, and find it or Board Game Geek rather. Archipelago. Um, I don't know if this is the top of this link, but that does have some useful stuff there. Okay, cool. I'm getting left some good stuff. So let's see, which hexes do we want? This guy, this guy. I think that let's just claim as many hexes as we can, and then maybe it does eventually lead to me shipping elsewhere. So we'll advance ship. Build this. And then build this. And then we pass for this. There's too much water in this map. There's a lot of water in this map, and like the result of these tiny islands is that like it's very hard to strike the balance between expanding out west and expanding in the east, or expanding out on the western part of the map or on the eastern part of the map. The eastern part of the map is bad for towns, but the western part of the map is uh, bad for connection. And it's also like it can get cutthroat over the hexes there. So like, are you looking for expansion for your dwellings, or are you looking for leech and places to upgrade? It's a very interesting trade-off. I think it's pretty hard to understand exactly what the right ratio is. How about mermaids, by the way? They're having themselves. They actually have quite a few points. I'm actually not too worried about their game. They should get the well. Halflings might take the coins action. Yeah, I guess halflings might take the coins action. I do expect some of my dwelling spots to get denied here. But like, it's not like they have a ton of workers, so. I would say it's most important to start working on my eastern town here. Or rather, northern town. That mermaids are just abandoning their connection. No, I mean mermaids definitely have routes, right? They can get this hex and then this hex and then like this hex or something. They I don't think that they did very like I would have taken this green hex in round one. This is a natural green and mermaid started here with double dig, but they dug twice in the east. I would 100% have taken this and this instead. Now it's still not like the neighbors. Maybe they were thinking more town like. I think that a lot of players tend to overvalue towns in my experience. But I think that mermaids, yeah, I think they made some missteps, but they're okay. You know, fakirs need to make this town so that they can get shipping. They're on the big building tile. I actually thought they might go for a sanctuary for it. But they could also just, like, it's a dig round and they have a million workers. I actually would strongly, strongly consider just double hard digging F2 if I were fakirs. But they obviously don't do that. You're thinking that they could double dig this and then single dig this. Yeah, I agree. Like, I think that mermaids have plenty of play here still, right? I think that, in fact, they probably should do that here. It's the dig round and they have enough for double dig. Just double dig this guy and then hard dig this. Yeah, there you go. I don't know why I'm cheering on my opponent here. They still have a pretty viable game. I don't think it's not like I need to be condescending to them or anything. This guy. I actually do intend to come over to this hex, but yeah, I'm obviously stalling a little bit while I lock up more important hexes for myself. My plan is to cult step Earth and close this cult. So I will do that after I build A4. And I do think I'm probably building a TP. So since I'm building my dwellings for the wrong round, I'll probably build a TP at the end. That at least frees up this one dwelling, which probably will no longer be free. Fair. And then next round I'll like get my shipping. How to get this. Maybe get these. Mermaids might be desperate enough. Well, mermaids probably dig this hex anyway. Like I was thinking that mermaids might be desperate enough to let me onto this hex so that they can get a neighbor, but they don't actually need that. Yeah, halflings do take this hex, which is a bummer. You're helping fakirs, man. Fakirs want you to do that. Halflings also just need to like do stuff, to be fair. Just their Earth cult now. Actually, maybe I was supposed to build I3 then, because now halflings are going to probably take this away. Huh. In that case, I think that my final actions here, close Earth, buy a priest, and advance shipping, something like that. I'm seeing that halflings actually don't have to build this hex. Denying me the neighbor would actually make this town very awkward. It is funny watching how mermaids have built 2 expensive TPs and fakirs just absolutely refuse to build a single one. Like it's actually allowed to build an expensive trading post, but that's kind of a secret that not everyone knows. But it's actually printed right on your board that you're allowed to build a trading post without a neighbor. It just costs a few more coins. Alright. If halflings leave this hex alone, I am going to build it. Fakirs are going to, yeah, they are going to be making an expensive trading post anyway. I might as well get in on this party if this hex is still there. If I'm halflings, I'm probably just turning this hex to like some some color though, but they choose to turn some other hex to some color, so good for them. I do manage to get one hex here. And then there are 3 VP tiles remaining, so I'll be fine. Which of these guys do we want? Halflings are out of stuff. They probably prefer the TP tile. Like, I am wondering if there might be a stall battle next round. How's this going down? Fakirs might just... If I'm Fakirs, I'm probably taking the coins. Though they won't really need coins after this. It's possible I'm getting myself a power action. Do I want the double dig? Is there any chance that I want double dig to get like B4? Because that would even out stuff for me. I guess there's a pretty reasonable chance I'm ending with 3 or 4 TPs on my board next round, so for the TP tile. There's a chance that I get take water 1. The refusal of double hard digging and refusal to expensive. Yeah, for fakirs you're talking about? Yeah, totally agree. They kind of even out their econ and stuff, but they've... Regardless, I kind of think that this might be strange to say, but I kind of think that mermaids prefer a single dig rather than coins right now. And they're still not advancing their shipping. It's just crazy. This is crazy talk. Well, we are on the TP tile. We don't have a ton of neighbors, but this. Yeah, I think that Stahlbrachen might be going for single dig on F3. If I'm not mistaken, that's what that was. He's gonna get out 4 dwellings that way. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey. I will get E5. That's nice. That's 1 dwelling there during the dwelling round, so we will get that. How are we doing this game? Like, how are we doing in the endgame score? Mermaids are probably going to get down to like 3 or 4 structures left. We're going to get 1 more town, and so we're connected now. We probably don't need to advance ship anymore. Derry didn't know whether to expensive TP or or Sanctuary. Honestly, Derry should be considering Sanctuary Fire too. I I think that Temple Fire 2 would have been okay. Mermaids could be going Ship Town at this point. I mean, who knows what mermaids are up to. Um, but yeah, mermaids only need 3 shipping to connect off of G8, so that's pretty neat for them. One cool thing is that because Snake chose to make his town like this, his next action pretty much has to be either TP, which gives me Leech, or build A4. That's a lot of points for halflings. If I had to bet on someone winning, it would probably be halflings. They're probably going to win network. I'm just looking at it, and they're going to have 4 TPs and 4 dwellings should be like child's play to them. So that would leave them with still 4 stuff. Then the driller next round should be pretty good. They need a workers town right now. I think that's what they need. This triple dig was not cheap for them. I think that letting me onto this hex was good for them. But they made their choice. Ooh, wait a second. Fakirs might fly here, right? No one's like, fly to me. I will upgrade next to you so much, and you want me to upgrade next to you. What you don't want is to be like a chump over here. Yeah, fly to me. They probably don't feel very friendly to me right now after I've denied them so hard. I've denied them so hard. Yeah, they're going to fly over here in the east first. That is fine. Well, that's fine. That's fair play. Meanwhile, they can enjoy these leeches that I'm going to give them. You know, it'd be fun for mermaids here. Connect on 2 ship, put the landscape here for your town, and then you come over here. This is 2 shipping. This could be the ship town, but realistically, it's actually probably 2 dwellings, right? 2 dwellings in the dwelling round is definitely better than hard digging out a ship town that does you little else. Yeah, like if it's a hard dig, then it's a workers town, and that's like not particularly better. They're probably just going to save it for Sanctuary Fire 2 next round or something. Regardless, this is getting built here. Oh, I see. That makes sense. Because mermaids are out of priests, I think that I go up the fire track. It technically, like, I don't really need the economy from it, but it technically is some. It's like an additional 4 stuff, and it also is 1 power, which is, it's not nothing. Derry can buy the priest, which is pretty cool. You think that the order of finish will be halfling, auren, mermaids, fakirs? I think that's a pretty fair bet. Yeah, I think that's a pretty fair bet. Halflings placing here on G2 and it was like a pretty winning move, I think. I think this was fairly expected. I mean, another winning move is that fakirs didn't place here, to be fair. Like, fakirs could be very like this town, and then you can get this town, but it's a lot more expensive in the early game to get those dwellings out. Oh, it's my turn again? I said that I was doing this, right? Oh, halflings just pass. They don't make any TPs. Interesting. Well, I'm ready to pass. That looks pretty good to me. The other thing I'm going to do is make a TP here and then hard dig this and then build this. That makes some sense, right? Like, how many coins do I have? I have 1, 2, 3. get a little leech there. It's fine. No, passing is just better, I think. What do I get by passing here? By staying in the round, I can build 2 more TPs and hard dig down G1, G7. That seems worth it to me. Alright, eat your fucking heart out. Fakirs likely want water 1 this round. I would probably, if I'm Fakirs, my round is probably take the workers, temple for 1, and then fly some more. Yep, there's the temple. Oh, he takes air 1. Not water 1 even. That of course makes sense to me. I could just build my 4P here, but I think that I probably want to save 1 for over here in this town. And it's a dwelling scoring round, so we'll do this. I don't think Fakirs are incentivized to block me. I think they want the Spade or the Priest. There's not that many flights for them left, so I think the Spade is probably better. I really do want Air 1 next round so I can close this cult nicely. Awkward. I don't have a structure to build over here. If I build H6, then I won't have a structure to build over here. Is this my favorite of the custom maps that I played? I mean, I think that Fatty's arrow map is good as well, but yeah, I've played a lot less of that one, to be fair. I think my round might be Temple for Air 1, followed by Sanctuary for Fire, Temple for Fire 2 even, followed by Sanctuary for Air 1 to close this out and make this town. And I'll just end with 4 structures and yeah, because I don't think I need to build this last TP. It depends on how quickly halflings get over here, but I kind of suspect it might take them a while. So I do think I'm templing for fire too. That's good for contesting this cult anyway. Um, yeah, halflings can really take their sweet time because they can like upgrade TPs. They can build this hex. They can build the driller over here. They never actually need to build A4. So I think that I'm actually a little tight on coins. So I think that I want to just go sanctuary, temple, sanctuary. Glad I wasn't counting on that power action. This guy while it's still hot. This is a fun little town over here for mermaids. This is probably another copy of Fire 2. Actually, it should be Water 1, right? This should just be Water 1, I think. Yeah, it is just Water 1. I mean, fakirs are going to get down to 4 structures at, like, maybe fewer than 4 structures. Could they get down to 3 structures? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They seem to lack the priests for that, but... And they seem to lack the digs for that, but they might get the leech for it, so... It's not impossible. Change of plans. We're taking Fire 3 and the Cult Town. It's Auren. It's probably worth it. No, because I can only close one of these cults anyway. Do I want mermaids to have the other cult, or no, I think Fire 3 is probably worth it, right? It's mermaids. Or I mean it's Auren with a landscape. We can probably win this cult without having to close it all the way. It means that I won't get to use my neat little Auren step, I guess. That's the downside. So this is only 4 points. I might as well just take Air 1. Yeah, the answer is I might as well actually just take Air 1. And I don't think that I need the here. I think probably just the 11-point town is good. I don't think fakirs or halflings are chasing me down, so yeah, let's just take the 11-point. Then we'll Auren step, we'll close out air, and then we'll advance our shipping. Everyone will be happy. Halflings to take water. Cool. I missed what they were up to there. I guess I had full power, so I didn't even pay attention to what was going on there. Can't we just win fire anyway? Probably not. Mermaids still want to build their... Mermaids might want to build their... Like, if they stronghold for another coin town, then they could sanctuary for Fire 3. They could also just send Priest to Fire, which would be kind of a bummer. So, yeah. Which means I think I do decline this leech. I was considering that I'm, like... With the right leech, I could close this cult, buy the priest, send the priest to fire, and, well, it's 1 point, right? This was fakirs. I just take the priest and probably Stallbrach and just close his fire with Fire 3. But it is possible that I can trick him. Let's see what happens. It's 1 point. It's a 1 point gamble. But I kind of have to think that there's no way that mermaids let me win that cult. They're taking an 8-pointer now, right? They take an 8-pointer and then they just close this cult. Eight-pointer for fakirs. I just need to keep a small eye out, but I don't think that it'll be too much of an issue. Upgrades will be happening. Presumably they'll happen next to my expensive stuff here. This is also making me a little scared that I'll lose the air cult. Because halflings can now temple to win the air cult. If they place another priest, take an 8-pointer or something. They take the power town. So yeah, they are sanctuary here, I think. But it doesn't really hurt us. I think we're probably placing Priest to Fire and closing out the air cult anyway, is what we're going to do. Because we just need to close the air cult. You know, like there's actually too much, like, I don't know that any given one of these players wants to fuck with air 3, but any one of them could. I actually think it's slightly excited for halflings to throw 2 priests onto that cult. Yeah, I think that halflings maybe shouldn't have committed so many priests. Like they actually want to work quite a bit, right? Or flights in them. Then they can make a TP after that. So fakirs will tie me in network. So 1 copy of water, 1 left, 1 copy of interesting. Stalbrachen wants to play network, but it's too late. Because if he takes a ship town, he won't be able to build his last structure. Yeah, maybe that move. Anyway, yeah, let's finish off this this air cult. Stalbrachen can send the last priest to fire. That's fine. I'm more concerned about halflings anyway, right? And we were never going to be able to do them both. Oh, in order to even get to 14 structures, they needed a heart, like a fly and dig. So I would have waited on that one. I think securing yellows is good, but I guess I'm not really threatening to take that away. I'm obviously always advancing my shipping here. I said that Snake was going to have no problems building a structure, but he is a little capped on workers now. He needs okay, so he has a priest town. So he has 6 workers. It could be 7. That's 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. So he could get out to down to 4 structures, but it's not obvious that he will. At least beat Mermaid. Or he'll tie Mermaid probably. Fakirs will tie me. For win network, then if Snake doesn't tie a network, then that looks pretty good for us. How did mermaids do that? I don't know how they got to the shipping that they needed. This ship town. I guess they advanced ship point. Whatever. It's all good. Oh, hey. That means that actually means a cult. That I can live. Stronghold and the ship town? Yeah, but he already had the stronghold. But, oh, okay. So that got him to the 3 ship he needed. Wait, did he just build this hex then? Did he just build this G8 hex? Or he already had G8 as well? He just built H9. Whatever. I think I'm of mermaids. Stalbrock, he's the only one who really wanted this power shell this game, and he is correct for that. But the problem is that he didn't, like, he actually got it times, but he never advanced his shipping. Like, that's, you can't really blame anyone for that one. So, okay. Bull halflings, no, halflings haven't even advanced their shipping. So halflings are going to get a no network game. So what are they doing then? They've already built both big buildings. Probably essentially the most point efficient thing that they can still do is they're just building structures, which is pretty point efficient, and then after that they'll just dig. So this will be 1, 2, 3 plus 2 digs, 4, 5 plus a resource point, 6 plus 8, 14. So that's 150 on the pass. 154, 158, and we're gonna have 12 plus 32. That's 44 points. We're in the low 170s. Yeah, I think that low 170s is winning. So cool. Obviously, it was a weird map. I think that we got really with what mermaids did. Mermaids. So a recap of round 1. Mermaids were on here. This is a natural blue, and this is a natural green, and I was here. Mermaids acted first with double dig, and they chose to dig over here in the east and the west. I think that was the big difference this game. So, okay. I think mermaids managed to get 9 points on the ship bonus because they were literally on it 3 times. So yeah, that's pretty awkward for them. Why were fakirs only at 46 points? Fakirs started at like 29, 28 victory points. The issue is that they started here and they had no neighbors, and this didn't do them anything. So they spent round 1 hard digging the landscape and building this to get 1 neighbor. They built a temple, and then they just refused to build this expensive TP because I wasn't building I3. That really cost them on getting their 2nd temple or a ship town going. So yeah, that's what happened with fakirs there. Neighbors and leech are very important. did I win the auction or just outplay us? I don't think either happened. I think that I had a couple clever plays, but I think you arguably had the best game. I think stall breaks were the reason why I won. And I mean, I don't want to bag on Stallbrachen. I think that he's like a fine player. But I think that like this game, he probably made mistakes with how he played. But even, well, arguably this was not a mistake. This is arguably not a mistake. But I think that letting me have this E2 hex, like my bidding was completely based on the idea that I was losing E2. Which, yeah, like this E2 hex was so important. I don't know that I would have won the race to the 2 key town without this hex. It gave me incredible tempo, enabled me not to build this, which also hurt fakirs. So I think that was actually the biggest determining factor in this win. Let's take a look here. I was pretty slow, especially at the beginning when I was trying to figure out like where things were going. I think I was pretty fast once the game got going. Snake Eye, also, by the way, I think that you were, like, I know that the halflings were bid as if they weren't contest network, but a chance to connect. I think that, like, digging this hex probably felt good, and it did score a lot of points, but I do wonder if you were supposed to let me have this hex upgrade next to you. You have more leech, and you have more workers, because you are one structure short of tying all of us. And I was saying that you would probably win network point. So if you don't build this sanctuary, you only got 6 points. You got 11 points out of the sanctuary, admittedly, but if you don't build this sanctuary and instead just build TPs, it is possible that you just straight up win network. And that's maybe better than this 11-point TP. Because it's a 12-point swing versus all your opponents. And you get more Earth 1 points. So what happened now here? We had the most coins of anyone. That's always pretty highly correlated with winning. Halflings had the fewest coins, but halfling A, didn't contest connection, and B, advanced their digs for cheap. So that's like a nice thing for halflings here. These guys didn't get many coins and probably needed them a little more than they did, than they see them. Wow, we built nothing during the correct rounds. This is this is not a sign of someone who has outplayed anyone, in my opinion. I got my points from favor tiles and bonuses, but like if we add up the non-endgame points here, I have 32, 59, 72. Halflings have 57, 78, 92. So halflings outscored me here by like 15. And man, mermaids 51 plus 43, 94. Yeah, I'm like 15 to 20 points behind everyone on the actual scoring track, other than poor fakirs. It was all endgame scoring for me, plus like 12 points that I get for closing my cult. So, yeah, that's how this game goes. It's just weird sometimes. Sometimes like one single mistake by an opponent, or like several mistakes, considering that he did 2 points for the win, and that seems to be what happened here. So, thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for chatting. Hope it was a fun one to watch. We'll hopefully be back soon. So, see y'all.